Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Dragon Actuarial. So this is a knowledge video, and this video talks about the term product provides surrender value, and this is the topic that we are going to explore today. So before we kind of move into the topic, what is your answer? You can probably write that in the comment section. Does term product provide surrender value? If yes, why? If not, why not? And then you can see the rest of the video. You can pause it right now, and then you can see the rest of the video. So before moving to the answer, there are a couple of questions that I am getting repeatedly. So I'll just like to touch upon those questions. So first of all is when I am launching the actual courses in my website. Now you have seen the website. The link is also in the description, right? And right now there is no actual course. There is only trading related course, right? So I'm repeatedly getting this question, and I think for SP2 we are targeting 3rd of July, right? And in when I launch that course, what would be the structure, how I am going to have the doubt clearing sessions, how the recorded sessions will be kind of made available to you, right? When we are going to solve the questions, whether there will be live sessions, all this would be answered in that in that course, right? There will be an introduction video where this all of this will be answered, right? So 3rd of July is my target date. Second is CP2, right? So C for CP2, 15th of July. As I mentioned in one of my previous video, don't give too much time to these practical courses, because if you give, like, if you work for this for 3 months, then before the exam you are going to forget it, right? You are giving unnecessary time to something that is not that difficult. You need to practice, and you need to put that practice in limit and just practice before the exam, right? Otherwise it will take a lot, I mean, it will not serve the purpose, and you need to put your effort in the direction that will help you. CP2 would not require that much effort, right? Put it on something like this, which we call Sparkle One. Now this would be a topic that would be there will be 8 topics which will be related to life insurance, and any life insurance interview at any level you can crack if you have this course, right? And it will also kind of give you the background of reserving, valuation, modeling, etc. There will be 8 topics, and that will be sufficient. It will also be priced very cheaply so that everyone can purchase it. The reason for us launching this is the reason when I started my YouTube channel, when I started sharing this knowledge videos, I wanted that everyone is knowledgeable, because the quality of actual student has degraded so much during the COVID years that when I was in Sun Life, I was really having difficulty selecting people, because they are scoring 80 marks, but they have zero knowledge. And that's the problem that I faced, that people are so much focused on papers. Actually right now also there are maybe 90% people who are still focused on papers, but 10% people knows that they have to develop concept. I receive a lot of messages on that, and I think that is a win for me. At least 10% people are aware, right? And that is the amount of people who would become good actuaries, right? Because not everyone would be a good actuary. People will just clear papers and they will be just average or below average actuary. Only 10% or 7-8% would be a good actuary, right? For them this is the course, right? And this course is not for a beginner. This is for someone who has studied something, right? Maybe he has studied CM1, he has studied CS1, right? After that he is looking for a job. For him or her, this course will be very very significant, and the course will be priced very very cheaply. Now for SP2 and CP2, what would be the price? I have not decided on that yet, right? I have to see what is the market price, because there are many people, if I charge it very less, many people will think, oh, the quality is not good. That's how people think, unfortunately. If I charge it very high, people will think that it's very high and not purchase it, right? So that's why we have to fix that, and I have a marketing person who in my team who is kind of looking after that. So not my concern, to be honest. So moving on from this, that is CP3, which is that is also we are targeting for September, and that will launch in 21st of August. Once again, you can say that why so late? Because you don't require that much time for CP3. If you are once again spending that much time for CP3, then you are over preparing, over planning. It's like they say, analysis lead to paralysis. You are paralyzing yourself. So you don't require that. Now, many coaching center would require you to register early. They will say that register early, that is for own benefit. They are just trying to get your money quickly, right? I don't have that need. I don't want to propagate that. So I know that CP3 can be done in 15 to 20 days, right? That's what I am targeting, 1 month. And I've also made a video where I clearly explain why you need only 1 month for CP3, because if you spend more time, then you are likely to forget when the exam comes. You need the that concept, warm, very heated, like just in your brain, to apply those concepts in CP3. Moving on, I also have a complaint from you people, right? And my complaint towards you, that is, whenever we make any video on side topics, for example, I recently made a video on my salary, right? And I showed that, yeah, you can get to 1 crore package, right? If you have seen that video, you would probably know that what was my salary was like, and where you could have reached, right? And that would show that, yeah, 1 crore package is a reality, right? But only for people who have knowledge. The problem is, whenever I am posting a video on knowledge, we are getting only 100 views, 75 views, 40 views. Like last time I posted a video on Excel problem. Now I can tell that 9 out of 10 people who is listening to this video would not be able to solve that problem. Uh, just in the time frame that I solved, maybe in 20 15 minutes, they can Google, they can maybe they can use Chat GPT. Like Chat GPT most of the time do not give you the correct solution, by the way, but they can Google and try to find out some solution, but they would not be able to solve it on their own. The problem is, if you are focused on side things, like for example, how can I get to 1 crore, etc., etc., right? How can I get more papers, etc., then you are focusing on something that you should not focus on. You should focus on the path, the process that will get you to that 1 crore package. I am telling you because I have been there, done that, right? And if you focus on the correct things, then you will get to that 1 crore package, then you will also clear paper, then you'll also crack interviews. If you are not focused on that, if you don't go through the videos where the knowledge are provided, then you will never get to that level. You will always be a below average. Actually, probably will not even clear those 13 or 15 papers, right? So focus on the right things. Do not focus on the side, like what would happen if I clear 2 papers, what would happen if I clear 5 papers. Who knows what will happen if you clear 2 papers? Everything, every year that thing changes, right? But if you focus on the right thing, if you focus on knowledge, whatever changes, you will be able to counter that changes. You will be able to adapt to those things, right? So focus on the important thing. If you do not see the knowledge video such as this one, if you see only the salary sort of video, then you are in the wrong path, wrong profession, wrong field. This field will destroy you completely, because you will spend 5 6 years or more than that to kind of complete Actuary, and then after that you will be stuck in a level. You will have no knowledge. Every member in your team will know that you have no knowledge, and yeah, that's it, right? And you can guess the remaining thing, right? So focus on knowledge, and I'm very pleased to say there are a few people who are focused on knowledge, from whom I get question on YouTube, right? So or sometime in our WhatsApp community. By the way, the WhatsApp community link is also in the description, and they are the people who are doing well. But once again, those are only 1%, 2% of the people. Most are focused on, can you tell me how much salary will get if I get 2 papers? Now these are ridiculous and rubbish questions. You should not be bothered with this, right? If you have knowledge, you will get everything that you want. But if you don't have knowledge, if you don't want to spend the effort in getting to that knowledge, and that knowledge is not the book knowledge, because whatever you study in books, 90% of that is not required. You don't do that in practical work, right? So focus on the right thing, and then we'll get to the right path. Otherwise you'll just be an average person, just solving papers, and not getting to that 1 crore package or whatever you target. So I think I have already mentioned that, right? So took your effort in the right direction. Now, without further ado, let's come to the real question. Term product offers surrenders. Like MS Dhoni said, definitely not. Term product do not offer surrenders, right? So why? The question is why. The answer is because of three reasons. First is anti-selection, right? We'll see how anti-selection. Second is term product provide only protection component, that is, it provide only death benefit. It does not provide any saving benefit or survival benefit or maturity benefit. So term product is structured in a way that it will only provide death benefit. Now there are few term products that Indian companies have created where they provide return of premiums. Now, although they are called term product, they are technically not term product, right? So those are not considered. They can provide surrender benefit, but technically that is an endowment product. That is not a term product, although they can call it term product with return of premium, but technically, actually, mathematically, that is not a term product. Moving on, low reserve and low investment income, because term product has the least reserve of all life insurance policies, right? And that is all, once again related to the only protection component, because it provide only protection component, and that's why there is low investment income. So we'll see all these three things in detail. First of all, anti-selection. Why anti-selection, right? How is anti-selection related to the surrender part? Because the only benefit on offer for term is death benefit, right? Because of that, you have a bigger benefit if you die, right? Because death benefit is huge, right? As compared to the surrender benefit, depending on the year you are surrendering, you will get some benefit if you get benefit, right? Assume that you would be getting benefit. So although in term product there is no benefit, but assume that you will get benefit. So death benefit will be much bigger than surrender benefit. Now, so there is no reason for you, logical reason for you to surrender, right? Now, why would you still decide to surrender? Because you know that you are in good health, because you know you will survive the term and you will not get anything. You survive the term, just pay the premiums, and in return you will not get benefit. So you want to get some benefit in return of your premium. That's why you are surrendering, right? Now that will leave the insurer with people who are bad risk, like people who are more willing to die, not willing to die, people who have more propensity to die, right? Because they are in bad health, right? So that's why there is a huge anti-selection if insurer started giving surrender benefit, because people who are in good health, they will take that surrender benefit and leave, right? And people who are in bad health, they know that they can die, and they would not get they will not apply for surrender benefit. So this is an asymmetry of information, right? You have some information about your health which insurer do not have. That is why underwriting is done, but underwriting cannot be done at every year, right? So that's why the information that is present with you, insurer do not have that information, and that is why you are in a better situation, and you know more than the insurer, and depend using that information you can leave, right? So that creates that anti-selection risk. Only people in good health will have to surrender, because they will survive the entire term, and the people who will leave, and they would be in good health, right? And people who will stay, they would be in bad health. Huge risk for the insurer, right? So that's why surrender benefit is not given. Second thing is no saving component. Now, when you pay a premium, suppose you are paying a premium of 100 rupees, right? I think I have also given that example. Suppose you are paying a premium of 100 rupees. You can, classify this or divide this into 80 rupees goes into, suppose your product has protection and saving both feature, like an endowment product has. Term product only has protection feature, but assume you have saving component also, right, in term product. So in that case, 80 rupees can be classified into protection, 20 rupees can be classified into saving, right? Same can be said about the sum assured, that your 1 lakh sum assured can be broken down into something called protection and something called saving. Maybe 70,000 would be in protection, 30,000 would be in saving, right? Although 1 lakh is your entire benefit, right? But that can be broken down in this manner, like your premium can be broken down. But there is, mathematically it cannot be done, right? Actually it cannot be done. It's almost impossible. Not almost impossible, it's completely impossible to do that. That's why in IFRS 17, there are two components. One is called insurance component, and another is called investment component. So your benefit is split into two components. Insurance component relates to the protection part, and investment component relates to the saving part, right? So in this case, for term product, there is no saving component, because they do not provide any maturity benefit. So investment component or saving component in this case is zero. So the entire premium can be classified into protection component, which is creating the insurance component in terms of benefit, right? In that way, IFRS 17 specifically calls this, but IFRS 4 or Solvency 1, Solvency 2 do not specifically call this out, right? In which our current regulation is based on, but IFRS 17, they specifically call for investment component and insurance component. You need to classify, you need to segregate, right? Now, saving component or investment component is just like a saving account in your bank. So here you, like for example, if you put 10,000 rupees after, and saving account give you 4% interest per annum. So after, after 1 year, you will expect 400 rupees, right? For 4,000 rupees, sorry, 4%. So you will expect that, no, I think that will be 400 rupees only. Otherwise, it will 40%, right? I think whatever the calculation is, right? You will expect some return, right? Because you have put that amount in the saving account of a bank, right? So you are expecting time value of money from that. Like you have put that with the the bank, and the bank is supposed to give you some return, some interest in return, right? Same can be said about the saving component. So if your product has saving component, you would be expecting some time value of money from the insurer, right? But in this case, you do not have any saving component, right? If you do not have any saving component, then you cannot say that, yeah, I have spent 4 years, now I am going to surrender the product, so I give me the time value of money, right? But in this case, there is no saving component to begin with. Because of that, you never had any surrender value, because so there is no time value of money, right? Because there is no saving component, so you can't ask or claim from the insurer that give me some surrender value, because I have spent this amount, I have kept with you as a saving account in the bank, right? Because you never had that. That is the structure of the term product, right? So as I mentioned, so there is no premium attributed to the saving component. So that's how it works, right? So anything related to the saving account or saving component, that you can classify that as like, or think about that as a saving account in bank. Now, this is a knowledge that you gain from practical workings, right? This is not written in any book, but you can understand from the logical point of view, right? So this you can only understand when you go through the regulations, when you get stuck in a situation and solve that situation conceptually, right? So this is the knowledge that you require to survive, right? And if you are not interested, if you're not putting effort in this direction, if you are just putting effort in clearing papers or in seeing these videos, how what does an actuary do, what would happen to my stipend if I clear 3 papers, 4 papers, then you are not putting your effort in the right direction. You will never get to that level, that designation, that package, right? And if you want that, then good luck to you. But I believe that most people who is watching this video would not want that, right? So focus your effort in the right direction. Once again, moving on to the last component, that is, or the last reason, that is lower reserve. That is because term product only covers mortality risk. Because it covers only mortality risk, for example, endowment has both mortality and survival risk, right? Same goes for whole life. So because of that, you have very low reserve. Now, there is no physical existence of reserve, it is a mathematically calculated component. So what we do is we keep aside some asset, and that asset can be invested only by regulation in government bonds, corporate bonds. So there is regulation, you cannot invest that asset in equity or maybe structured products or maybe in derivatives. It's impossible to do that, right? There is a regulation for that. So that small asset, maybe for endowment product it might be 5,000, but for a term product for similar sum assured it would be only 500. So that will earn some investment return. Once again, the saving component thing comes into picture, that in even if you try to give that return, right? Because that is the time value of money on your reserve, right? Even if you try to give that to an policy holder, that will very less. 500 rupees, 4% return, approximately 20 rupees or 2 rupees, whatever it is, right? It is very less. So it will go against policy holder reasonable expectation, because policy holder will expect, in endowment product I am getting maybe 1,000 rupees as surrender value, but in term product I'm only getting 2 rupees. So that will not go in favor of policyholder reasonable expectation, right? That is PRE. And that will do more harm to the insurer, because that will damage the reputation of the insurer, right? So these are the 3 reasons for which insurer do not provide surrender benefit for term product. The main reason is obviously anti-selection, and then it would be followed by not having a saving component, and from the saving component is related to the lower reserve. Once again, you can see this is time value of money that you are getting, because you are because you are putting the asset in some component, some assets, and you are getting some return based on that. But because that asset is so minimal, right, you will also get minimal return, because the base is so small. The interest on that base would also be small, and because of that you are getting very limited surrender value, even if the company decides to pay you, and that will actually harm the reputation of the company, right? So that's why we do not have any surrender value for a term product. I hope now the concept is clear, right? So once again, you should focus more on this sort of video. That sort of video will also follow, and my channel will always have those sort of videos, right? But if 500 people is interested in seeing what is my salary for which they have no benefit, right? And the way I have reached the salary, if they are not interested in seeing that, then they are at a loss. So I hope you are more smarter than that. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to my channel. and see you soon.